Welcome back to our mini dinner series, Keep the Love and Ditch the Labor. We're making another easy dinner today, my garlic Dijon baked salmon. It's from my brand new cookbook called The Mediterranean Dish, Simply Dinner, and this salmon is perfection. Once you make this salmon, you will never have it any other way. Let's do it. I passionately believe that salmon should always be made at home, and that's probably because I've eaten way too many restaurant salmon that was overcooked, flavorless, dry as a piece of toast. That's not gonna happen today. I'm gonna give you the secret recipe that works every single time. We're gonna start by making a secret sauce, and that's the garlic Dijon sauce, and that's the sauce that's gonna give it all the flavor, baby. So we're gonna start with some extra virgin olive oil, no big deal here. The best olive oil is on the mediterraneandish.com, shameless plug. Zest and juice of 1 lemon. So zest your lemon first before you juice it. The goal is to get it nice and bald. So zest as much as we can because lemon zest is a lot of flavor. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and juice the lemon. Cup your hand, catch the seed. Ooh, it's a juicy one. Thank you for coming. I scored. Remember, keep the love, ditch the labor. That's what this dinner series is all about. So we've got some Dijon mustard that goes right in here. No mustard left behind, you know. 3 garlic cloves. You can do less, but you know, I don't know. We couldn't be friends if you're not a garlic lover. Next, we have a nice big pinch of oregano. I'm using our Greek oregano from the Mediterranean Dish, of course. A pinch of red pepper flakes. Sweet paprika. All right, measurements I always give you, they're in the book, people. You need to grab the book. That's right. Now we have a little bit of coriander. Coriander is so lovely. I don't think people use enough of it, but I grew up on it in Egypt, and it's really good on seafood if you haven't tried it, especially with lemon, oregano. This whole party here, it's a flavor party. So we're gonna whisk this party to make our sauce. The thing about Mediterranean cooking is that there are so many opportunities to give your food flavor. Salmon is not very hard to cook. What you have to do is just make sure you don't overcook it. And one way that I know is foolproof is to make sure that you wrap your salmon in foil and parchment and you trap the heat, and that way the salmon will cook from the inside out. So let me show you what we do. We're gonna grab a really large, and by large I really mean large because you wanna be able to have enough slack to cover the salmon. You're gonna prepare your pan. Foil goes down first. Sheet of parchment goes right in here for all my friends who don't want their food to touch the foil. It's a whole big debate out there. I don't feel like getting into it with you, okay? We're just gonna brush a teeny tiny bit of olive oil. We don't need much when we're using parchment. We don't wanna waste the good stuff. We're gonna just put this one here, put our salmon beautifully. Now for a recipe like this, and also for those out there who have had a hard time making perfect salmon that's not too dry, why don't you ask for center cut salmon? That saves you a whole lot of headache. They usually are portioned perfectly, they're usually even, and you don't end up with something that's like, you know, too overcooked or raw in the middle. When you get a whole piece of salmon that's not from the center cut, you'll get different thicknesses. Thicknesses? Yes, thicknesses. Yeah, there we go. See? A little bit of kosher salt. Salmon at home is the best thing. It's like a 20-minute situation all together, hands-on. Everything together, including the baking time. You're able to put a beautiful dinner on the table in 20 minutes or less with this recipe. Kosher salt and black pepper. So we're gonna go ahead and pour the sauce over the salmon, a little bit on each, and maybe if you need, you can use your brush. Oh my goodness, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Yes, so much flavor right here. Everything goes right on the salmon, beautiful. The sauce will do its job to give the salmon flavor and also keep it nice and moist while in the oven. Depending on how thick your salmon is, you can go anywhere from 10 to to 15 minutes, but I would just say, for me, I'm always kind of on the lower end of that scale because I'd rather not overcook my salmon. So the recipe will say 15 to 20 minutes to make sure that it's well cooked. I would say a little bit ahead of that, make sure that you uncover it and check it out. So let's just go ahead now and tent the salmon carefully over, crimping the sides. So we're making sure that we have room on the top. We don't want the foil to sit right on the salmon. And we're gonna crimp on the sides nicely to trap everything. So you're just creating a nice dome over the salmon. In the oven we go, 375. Here we go. Let's see. All right, let's check it out. It's looking good. It's almost fully cooked through. I'm gonna stick it under the broiler and we'll see from there. And we're gonna watch very carefully because we don't wanna burn it. We just want to finish cooking it under the broiler. This is perfect cooked salmon. For a final finishing touch, I really do like a little bit of green on my salmon. So I'm going with dill here, but we could always do parsley. And at this point, if you at all see parts that don't look fully cooked, all you do is tent the salmon with the foil for a couple minutes, but this is actually perfect. Now let's see. I mean, it flakes so easily at the touch of my fork, does not look dry, it looks nice and juicy. Oh my gosh. One more bite, I will let you know. It's so good. You know, the hardest part about a recipe like this is that I have to share it with other people. But what are we gonna do? Perfect salmon every single time, quick and easy, because remember, keep the love and ditch the labor. Grab a copy of my new cookbook, The Mediterranean Dish Simply Dinner, with 125 easy Mediterranean-inspired recipes to eat well and live joyfully. I will see you later. Ciao.